Hello and welcome to this first edition of Sportsnight for the 2011-2012 school year. I'm Steve Cameron.
And I'm Dylan Almeida. And in this edition of Sportsnight, we see the fall season come to a close. This fall, we saw many of North Penn's sports teams have successful seasons, several of which brought home state championships to North Penn. This past week was a championship week, if there ever was one, for North Penn High School sports. This past weekend, both girls and boys cross-country teams were in competition at the state championships in Hershey. Overall, the girls' team placed 6th. The boys' cross-country team took the team championship AAA title with top 25 finishes by Jack McCauley, Dan Davis, and Chris Trimble. The place finishes by Ryan Grace and Matt Malloy tied the Knights for the title, but with Cardinal O'Hara. But North Penn's Hunter Hill's 65th place outscored O'Hara and earned the Knights the team title. Congratulations to all of North Penn's cross-country runners for another successful season.
Even though the girls' cross-country team didn't take home a state championship, they brought home the next best thing. Emily Aketa is here in the studio tonight with Megan McGovern. Take it away, Emily.
Thanks, guys. Here with me is Megan McGovern, girls cross-country state champion. So, Megan, what were you thinking on your very last race?
Well, going into it, I just wanted to end my cross-country season the best way I could. I was so close to be able to win it. I think that helped me just to know, just to give me that extra boost at the end.
Yeah. You described the course as more difficult than others. Why was it more difficult?
Well, the Hershey course is really hilly, so the hills definitely take a lot out of you. And just because you're going against so many good runners, it makes it hard.
The girls' water polo team brought home yet another state championship. Steve Cameron has more on the team's road to the championship.
With a young team consisting of only 2 seniors, the North Penn Maidens water polo team battled through one of the most difficult state tournaments on the East Coast and took the state championship title.
Well, it was a lot of hard work all season. We only lost to one team, team from Ohio, at Beast to the East. And at the state championship tournament, we played Villa Maria on Friday night and beat them. And then on Saturday morning, we played North Allegheny, which started out as a tough game, but then in the end, we pulled it off.
Despite the pressure, the girls weren't worried.
But everyone seemed very calm, and we were all getting really excited before the games, trying to get everyone pumped up.
Yeah, we all have our own ways of getting ready, but we were confident because we came into the state tournament undefeated in our state, so we knew that either way we could pull this off.
The 2 seniors who have played in state tournaments before tell us why this one was special.
Well, so it was great having those years of winning with other teams, but we were younger at that point, so now winning as we were seniors, that was the best thing because we led our team to that victory.
Reporting for North Penn News, I'm Steve Cameron. The North Penn Knights football team finished off another successful season, going 8-2 during the regular season with a record of 7-0 in their conference. The Knights ended up with the 11th seed in the district, where they were matched up against 6th-ranked Bayard Run on Saturday, November 12th at Westchester. The Knights went on to take a commanding 48-21 victory, aided by an astounding 391 rushing yard attack. Kyle Mayfield, the Knights' starting running back, racked up over 100 yards, but then had to leave the game due to an injury in the third quarter. Because James Fielder, the North Penn Knights' other running back, was already out with an injury, receiver Dan Gevertz took the job and rushed for a total of 206 yards on only 16 carries. With the victory, the Knights return home to Crawford Stadium to face Neshaminy on Friday, November 18th.
For more about the Knights' next playoff game, North Penn Television's Brian Kissig caught up with some of the players on the football team.
This Friday, the Knights will take on the Neshaminy Redskins here at Crawford Stadium. The Redskins should not be taken easily because of their 28-0 win over the 3rd-ranked Unionville last weekend.
What we need to do to beat Neshaminy this weekend is we got to get our coverage down in practice. We got to know our keys, Trojan checks, all of our checks. We got to get that down. We got to stop number 13 and 18 and number 11, and we should get that W.
With running back James Fielder still out with an injury and running back Kyle Mayfield coming back from an injury last weekend, the Knights will look to utilize Dan Gevertz a little more, just like they did last week.
All we got to do is we got to keep doing our job, keep doing the same thing we've been doing all year, everyone's got to be in the right position on the field. Everyone's got to be doing everything that we've learned in film, all the reps that we've been doing in practice, and just keep doing what we've been doing.
Reporting for Sportsnight, I'm Brian Kissick.
On Monday, November 17th, North Penn High School hosted its annual Powder Puff football event. In Powder Puff football, the roles are changed. The girls play football and the boys cheerlead. The night consisted of 2 games. The first was the juniors versus the sophomores, with the winner playing the seniors for the championship. The junior class pulled off a dominating victory over the sophomore class and in a close upset victory over the senior class, 14-8. The juniors also took the award for best cheerleaders along with a night of football. It was also a night for charity. Dom Recco, representing the Salsa Club, and Vidya Punati, representing Future Business Leaders of America, were crowned Powder Puff King and Queen for raising the most money through their clubs. It was an enjoyable night for everyone who participated and attended.
North Penn Television's Tyler Skeeters caught up with one of the North Penn club sports teams, the ice hockey team.
North Penn Knights Ice Hockey Club practices and plays regular home games at the Hatfield Ice World skating rink. The team is comprised of an equal mix of sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and although this is a relatively young team, there is a lot of chemistry which translates into success on the ice.
I feel like we're a lot better than last year. We should have a good season this year.
In an attempt to gain more recognition and increase their fan base, the Knights occasionally hold special events and invite members of the community to come out and experience the excitement of a Knights hockey game.
I feel like it's a good organization, trying to build on it because we're trying to get more people to know about it.
The Knights are hoping that support from an increasing fan base, as well as improved play on the ice, will help the club in their quest to win the Flyers Cup. Reporting from North Penn News, I'm Tyler Skeeters.
The girls' field hockey season came to a close last week, losing a game 2-0 against Penn Manor. The team came out stronger than Penn Manor, but after 5 minutes it switched and soon Penn Manor quickly scored twice. The Knights came out with a new fire and controlled the ball more, but could not score. The girls went home feeling defeated, but after reflecting on their successful season and going further than anyone predicted, the girls were proud of their performance this season. To discuss more about the girls' season, we have 2 members from the field hockey team in the studio tonight. Emily.
Welcome, Julia, May, and Lara. So you girls had quite a run this season. Would you say you were disappointed, though, with how your season ended?
Well, we definitely were. We weren't ready for a season end. We worked really hard to get to where we were in states, but going as far as we did go was an accomplishment in itself. So I think we're really proud of where we got in the course of the season.
Could you describe your last game? I understand that it was quite a long trip there.
Well, yeah, we drove almost a little bit more than halfway there, and our tire on the bus blew out on the highway. So we had to wait an hour and a half for another bus to come pick us up and take us to the game. So that kind of throws off your focus a little, obviously. But we came out strong in the first 5 minutes of the game. Then they scored twice on us, and that kind of knocked us a little. But I'd say, like, in the second half, we came out strong. We finished the game, and we played the way we wanted to play. So, yeah.
Any thoughts?
It was definitely quite an experience to have to deal with that. I feel like it helped our team bonding a little bit. Really, it was a really good experience just to spend time with everybody and be there together.
So what made this year's team different from previous years? Because I understand, like, last year's team really had a lot of talent, but you girls were the ones that ended up making it to states.
Well, I think one reason we all did so well is because all the seniors made up a majority of the starting lineup, and we all contributed together as a team instead of it all focusing on one person like last year. Buzz was the main focus of the team, and I think this year we all kind of connected together, and we all really, really wanted it, so I think that just having heart in the game will bring you pretty far.
It definitely had a lot to do with the heart we had. We bonded really well, I feel like, and we worked together. We had a lot of fun together, and no one had really any overpowering opinions or anything about the team, so I feel like we all just kind of meshed together and definitely worked together to be a really good team this year.
Well, congratulations on a great season. It really impressed a lot of people, and thanks for being here. Back to you guys.
On Tuesday, November 15th, the Philadelphia 76ers television play-by-play announcer Mark Zumoff stopped by North Penn High School to give communication students a special presentation.
I spend about 2.5 hours on the air. I talk with someone about it. I get to go, yes! Just like a fan.
Mark Zumoff, the voice of the Sixers, visited North Penn High School this past Tuesday to discuss career paths in the communications field.
So more and more interns are getting responsibility.
Mr. Zumoff spoke on experiences as a sports announcer and shared some helpful advice to North Penn's communications students.
I would say my overall message was for people to follow their heart, to do whatever it is that they feel like they've always wanted to do, something that they love. And in order to do that, to go out and meet as many people as possible, to try as many different things as possible, to get internships, and to be prepared to work very hard for what they want to do, because if they want to get into my business, it's very competitive, and because of that, you have to go out there and meet people, make connections.
He explained the importance of getting direct feedback from professionals regarding the communications industry.
I was a kid just like you.
The exchange of information is very valuable as it relates to you preparing for a career, meaning you as a student. So you have a professional come to school. It's a chance for you in your environment with your friends to ask questions and hear firsthand what the business is like. But it's also good for you to go out and make those same contacts on your own, to visit TV stations, radio stations, newspapers, magazines, and meet those people yourself and be able to sit with them one-on-one in their office, in their turf, get a tour of the place and say, okay, I would one day like to do what you do. How do I get there?
Students took away more than just career advice from Mr. Zumoff's presentation.
The real message is to follow your heart and follow what you want to do and just go get it, and don't be relentless. Just keep on going after it and don't stop until you get it.
Dedication. He's dedicated, and that's why he is where he is now.
Reporting for North Penn News, I'm Emily Ikeda.
With the fall sports season coming to a close, we are now looking forward to North Penn's winter sports season. The winter sports teams are beginning to prepare for hopefully to follow up such a successful fall season with great seasons of their own. Be sure to watch North Penn Television and log on to www.npenn.org or for NPTV's coverage of basketball, wrestling, and swimming this winter season. And that's all for this edition of Sports Night. I'm Dylan Almeida.
And I'm Steve Cameron. Have a great night.